episode of Cupid, episode 5, and let's get back straight into it. So, basically, where we are is we're in a piano room. I don't know the rest of it because it's been over 5 days since I recorded the last one. So Rosa entered the room with a tray of pastries and a pot of tea. And I had to turn off the background music because it was copyright, so there's no sound at all. So I'll probably add in just some interesting music, maybe some really cheap royalty-free music or something. Royalty-free, I can't say that word. Her duties were finished, and she was allowed a bit of free time. She thought of Catherine's not dead. She thought of accompanying Catherine for today's piano lesson. Kath, do you want some tea? The girl didn't look her way. She continued to churn out the bitter, melancholic sound from her piano. Rosa sighed. Her shoulders slumped in defeat. She placed the food on the table. She sat on the stool beside the piano, twiddling her thumbs while her friend continued to stew in her foul mood. Is that a new composition? ... It sounds nice. Nowadays, you make a new piece every day. It's a shame. They're all so sad. Catherine didn't reply to that, but when she spoke again, her words were bitter. Oh, I saw them again. Those degenerate louts. No shame at all. Kath. All right. Consenting damn adults and all that. At least have the decency to close the door. Oh, did she see some people... Oh, sorry, I didn't get to read what Rosa said. Sometimes I dare say that they want to get caught. Hang on, let me just... When I walked in on them this morning, eating each other's faces, they had this look on them, like they were daring me to say something. We? Is that we? We? No, O-U-I is we. I don't know, sorry. Do you want my applause? Very nice technique, sire. I very much like the way you swap your spit with my sister. Great tongue action. Okay, this is getting... Trey's Marvelou, I don't know. And he even has the gall to speak to me. Be a dear and put them on the table, Catherine, he even said. Like I am a soft-headed giggle mug of a maid. He wanted me to get annoyed, I just know it. Well, faux sheer I am. That's like faux sure. Anyway, sorry. Catherine turned to the tea and pastry, stuffing the buttered bread into her mouth. Easy there. These damn things. These damn delicious things, she said as the last part angrily, as if she blamed her troubles on the food's relish. Rosa giggled in spite of herself. Catherine wiped her mouth in mock anger. What are you laughing at, wench? It's almost comical to watch you eat when you're angry, Kath. You're like the giant monsters that attack defenseless towns in horror books. Oh yes? Catherine made sad, tiny squeals and picked up another piece of bread. No, please spare us. She adjusted her voice and boomed out a roar. The Catherinian monster of the deep doesn't show mercy to anyone. She dropped it in her mouth and chewed savagely. Annihilation is delicious with tea. The two girls giggled. Hee hee hee. I can't do it because I'm a guy. Catherine's rare smile turned into a rueful laugh. Rueful. And soon Rosa felt her mood turning somber again. What happened anyway? Aren't you annoyed by it too? Sister has changed ever since she started helping in the chateau. Now it's all Guillaume this, Guillaume that. I still don't know how to pronounce that name. As if she wasn't already married. She doesn't even care that people are talking behind her back. They're calling her a two-timing slut now. I'm tired of running around, picking fights with gossipers. She hasn't even visited home for a long time. Father misses her a lot. He always asks about her. Father had worked so hard all these years just to give us a comfortable life. Now he is sick and all he cares about is this dastardly Marquis. Rosa shrugged. I'm a little bit annoyed, but I guess I've gotten used to it. Their lives are their own now, Kath. She didn't dare divulge more than to Catherine, but it was apparently true. Or something. I can't read today, guys. I like Guillaume. He's a nice friend, but I love my sister. If they want to stay together, then why not fix this and have at it? But what irates me But what irates me to my damn snatch is the way they are with each other. Catherine recently found the use of expletives endearing in her speech. Oh, that's... okay. They're fucking miserable. Any half-wit can see it. Yes. I told Emily time and time to smarten up. She's hurting a lot of people, including herself. But as if she would listen to her 16-year-old brat of a sister, Even Guillaume is depressed, I can tell. Remember when he used to come and visit us here to have tea? Or when he used to have picnics in the afternoon? We used to run around chasing rodents in the garden. You run around. We just watched you get dirty, actually. That is very true, you nitheads. Back then, it used to be fun visiting the chateau. Nowadays, we barely even see him. He just stays in his burrow all day, brooding. Is it something adults subject themselves to? Like a torture ritual? I really don't understand why two people who are clearly unhappy keep at it. Rosa did understand. At least some part of her did. Let me just hit that save button real quick, guys. She couldn't exactly explain how pain and love worked. All she knew was that it had something to do with an absurd, obsessive amount of hope. She felt Mother tugging at her mind. She loved her mother so much. Living with the Perids gave her ample comparison to her former life. She had finally accepted that Mother was cruel. And yet, Mother still gave her love and kept her away from wanting. Was that crazy? Perhaps it was the only love she needed. Perhaps it was what she deserved. Rosa shook the thoughts off her mind and just shrugged. I know you were just worried about your sister, Kath. But they'll figure it out. Humans learn. Look at you, all profound and shit. You read any good books lately? Just the riveting account of the ugly duckling and the black sheep. The classics. I don't know how you put up with it. I don't know how you put up with it, though. I hate reading books. In order to write, I have to learn how to read first. I want to write. Why would you want to do a dastardly thing like writing? Why would you want to hit some crazy strings until your fingers bleed? The two friends laughed again. I want to remember things. I want to write them down. But most of all, I want to feel the way you do when you play the piano, Kath. Oh? The way you look when you play, you are passion and bliss in musical form. It feels like love, like magic. You inspire me to do something fulfilling and grand. Well, I'm sure you will. Hey, why not write a play one day? Oh? Let's do it. You write an amazing play and I shall provide the music. We can travel all around the country and perform. We'll make lots and lots of money and gain lots of followers. Ah, Twitter back in the day. We shall be known as the Parade Caravan of Wonders. I like that. Parade? Are you sure? Puns are the best, trust me. That sounds darn batty, Cathy. That was good. The darn batty, Cathy. From this day forward, nobody is allowed to call me Cathy ever again. Oh, Jesus, that actually scared me. The sound of a knock interrupted their giggles. Catherine, it's me. I need to discuss something important with you. Let me just hit the save button again. Frustrated, Catherine pouted at the sound of her sister's voice. She turned back to her piano and began to pound a sarcastically happy tune. Rosa stood up to open the door. Hello, Rosa. Madame. She had seen little of the older Parade sister recently, and it astounded her how old she began to look. Her once radiant face looked tired and harrowed, almost crone-like. Under her eyes hung huge bags. Was that another pun, or was that literally like the bags under your eyes? Or did it mean... Okay, never mind. And yet she still looked quite dignified, full of pride and pomp. There was extra rogue on her skin, and her demeanour was elegant. When are you going to show us her? It was as if pride was her only source of nourishment these days. Do you mind giving Catherine and me a moment of privacy? Or privacy, whatever you want to say. Privacy is the English way of saying it. I say... Yeah, I don't know. Same thing. Same word. Rosa gave a small bow. Of course not, madame. Rosa gathered her nursery books and squeezed Catherine's shoulder squeezed Catherine's shoulder before stepping out of the room. Oh, well. Rosa entered the quiet room of the library. She was about to approach the table when she noticed William already occupying a seat. He was writing something in a book, somewhat immersed in the activity. Rosa stopped dead in her tracks. Oh, what should we do, guys? Should we go in or leave? Go in. I'm just gonna... Oh, hello, Rosa. Sorry I didn't read them last two. Oh, hello, Rosa. We could get in trouble, so I don't care. We'll just save it anyway. Sorry, I had to mute my mic. Rosa took a huge step back. Maybe it was best to walk away, as if this was a mistake. But wouldn't that be rude? He had already seen her, after all. But she had never been alone with him. It was just too awkward. Oh, okay. But why not just go in? It's going to be fine. They had conversed normally before. Yeah, that was because Catherine had been around to disperse her awkwardness. Now I look like an idiot. William watched her pace to the front door in amusement. Rosa decided to go in. She had already embarrassed herself enough anyway. There was little left to lose. Besides... What the hell? No, it's just my doors making weird sounds. Besides, there was nowhere else to go in this big house. She had already gotten lost in the hallways, much to the annoyance of the maitre d'. The library was her favourite place. If she stayed quietly in one corner, Rosa was sure they wouldn't bother each other. She took a seat in the farthest corner of the table and opened her book. Oh no, he's actually standing up and walking over. Hit the save button again. No, you horrible man. Just sit over there whilst I sit over here. Jeez, the dog jumped up at the door and scared the living crap out of me. Oh great, the door's open, hang on. Excusez-moi, but William was already statement. cold sweat spreading her scalp. Rosa, that book. Rosa began to chatter nervously. I know it's a children's book, sire. I'm teaching myself to read. I know the most commoners don't really bother, but I want to learn. So please don't laugh or mock me. It is upside down. Lol. Rosa stared at it. The ducks in the picture had their feet up in the air. She couldn't think of anything more embarrassing. I'm sorry. William's face lost its cheer. What do you need my forgiveness for? Rosa looked up at Gilliam. His eyes lacked the gentle glint they usually had. It was such a subtle change. Somebody felt rather than observed. She thought he would reprimand her further. His face certainly looked like it. Instead, he sat down beside Rosa, drumming his fingers on his cheek while he watched her wordlessly. Well? Weren't you going to read? What was wrong with him today? He didn't seem like himself. Had he eaten something bad? The aura had exuded was not his usual friendly warmth. Yet, it wasn't particularly wicked. The look on his face just read slightly and eternally miffed. Rosa turned the book upright and read the words out loud. Once, that is the U with the short sound. It's pronounced like this. William made the sound, his face something something. Rosa nodded and continued. Hang on, how long have we been recording? 16 minutes? We'll go till 20. Her nerves were frazzled, but okay. There's so many bloody words. She felt like a child being taught by their parent. The parent was strict, but still caring. And the child was jumpy but eager to learn and please. Most of all, he would not hurt her for her mistakes. Rosa was almost sure. Lived. The past tense of live. ... Why do we change it? It is a rule of grammar that... Grammar? Do you even know your alphabet? Rosa shook her head. You should start there. William rose from his chair and disappeared amongst the shelves. He left behind an old thick book covered in green felt. That was he'd been writing earlier. It looked tattered and worn. The pages laid flat on its side, so the book didn't close properly. Rosa reached out to peek. You are not to touch that. Rosa's whole body froze at the sound of William's warning. William stared, followed her, even her whispered an apology under her breath. I'm sorry. William just rolled his eyes. You were always seeking forgiveness for everything. Am I? I'm sorry. Oh, jeez. His hand struck the table in front of Rosa. In the quiet library, the sound rang uncomfortably in her ear. When she looked up, William's face was looming severely above hers. He moved closer to her, his eyes fixed on her intensively. Rosa's mouth hung open. She struggled to say something, but her wits were like the burning ends of a matchstick. Before she could compose herself, she felt William's hand lift her chin. Rosa's heart thumped loudly inside her chest. What? Please don't, not you too. What? She felt his breath on his... She shut her eyes and prepared for the worst, like she always did when... Then she felt her face being turned from side to side. She opened her eyes to see William studying her face like a textbook. You are a fairly attractive girl. Why do you carry yourself as it is slight? What? He lifted the hair that hid her damaged eye. Rosa clenched her teeth. Is it because you were hurt before? He said it so matter-of-factly. He was stating that the sky was blue. Wow. Rosa recoiled from his touch. No. I did that to myself. I wasn't talking about your eye. He placed the book on the table. It was a pamphlet filled with letters. There were lines in the book that instructed the user to trace the letters with their quill. Rosa wanted to focus on it, but she could still feel the truth of Marquis's words stinging her. It was the way you went limp when I touched you. Next time I advise you to fight back. If you don't want to be touched, then you don't have to be. Do you understand this? But I am weak. Says who? His eyes were humorless. The world cares not for the people who think of themselves as victims, Rosa. If you need power, then be powerful. To have it, it is necessary to crush things along the way. Rosa flinched under the weight of his stare. She realized that the polite and courteous Gilliam was not but a facet. It was still him, but it was nothing but an oil portrait, an artwork of his devising. Sorry if my voice sounds really weird. Synthetic, aloof, and irrelevant. It couldn't capture the essence in a few human strokes. Anyway, guys, I'm going to end this episode here. Thank you guys for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, drop a like, comment, and subscribe, and we'll just read this last one. Suddenly, Rosa realized he was powerful. Who are you? She caught herself before saying aloud, you are not Gilliam, and yet he spoke to her in hurt and fear, and that's where we're going to end it. Alright, cheers. Thanks for watching, and see you guys in the next one. Goodbye.